This is promoting girls' child education. They're on excursion to Standard Institute of Technology. They come to learn a lot of things about technological maneuver, creative maneuver, and so on and so forth. This is girls' child education team on excursion. Standard Institute of Technology. So they are learning a lot of things, innovation, creativity, and so on and so forth.
I mean, this work now. I don't put
This is to promote girls' child education on excursion in Standard Institute of Technology in Akwa Ibom State. This will come to learn creativity, how to innovate, how to stand out in life. This is to promote girls' child education. My name is Ephraim leading these girls to come and learn innovation, creativity. This is Standard Institute of Technology. The girls are up here to learn.
Okay, once again, good morning, students. Okay, here we have, I will hand you over to Engineer Joseph. So this is Engineer Joseph, this is Engineer Ephraim. Okay, so they will take over from here. This has to do with technology from here. Alright? So please listen and hear something from that way to everybody. Yes. If you have questions, be free to ask questions. All right? God bless you.
All right, good morning, everyone. How are you feeling?
Fine.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, you're highly welcome to Standard Institute of Technology. Okay, now here we Nigerian owned oil and gas institute where we train people in oil and gas, construction, and marine industries how to advance into their career or even start a career in the oil and gas. Okay. Now, without taking much of your time, I will have to play, just show you a brief video about the facility. Then we can start from there. Okay. All right. So watch carefully.
Training and certification in oil and gas is now more possible than ever. Berlin in Akwa Ibom State is an upscale training and international certification facility. Standard Institute of Technology, SIT. It's a 100% Nigerian-owned specialized oil and gas training center, established to be a global leader in human capital development for the oil and gas, construction, marine sectors, and entrepreneurship development. Our mission is to transform our trainees into industry professionals in the way they think and work, so as to improve their quality of life and those around them. Standard Institute of Technology is located in a sprawling campus at Kilometer 4 Uyo Abak Road, Akwa Ibom State. workshop warehouses, equipped with modern learning aids such as virtual reality crane simulators, Vortex Edge Max Operator Station, virtual reality welding simulators, and indoor road access rig. Other facilities include a hostel block with 36 rooms, all en suites. Constant power supply from our dedicated 500 kVA transformer and a dedicated 150 kVA diesel-powered generator, massive car park, oversized security quarters with adequate security measures for safety of students. Partnering with international training institutions in Europe and Asia, we provide training and certification in the following courses: conventional non-destructive testing, advanced non-destructive testing, road access training level 1, 2, and 3, lifting operations, marine and port operations, welding training and certification, HSE training, API courses, and more. Avail yourself of this affordable opportunity to acquire world-class training and certification in a serene environment and well-equipped facility at Standard Institute of Technology, SIT. For more information, contact us at our campus, Kilometer 4, Uyo Abad Road, Akwa Ibom State, or call 0816 079 0623 or visit www.sitechedu.com.
Okay, that was a quick one. So here in ICT we have a lot of courses like program we do. Okay, so I will quickly show you one of them. We'll call it group access training. Okay, I'll just show you before we move to the workshop. How it's being done. So this is the rope access, call it an indoor rig, where you learn how to climb up the rope. Okay, so I just want to show you the techniques, how you can do it, then before we go to the workshop. So you climb the rope and also come down on the rope. Okay, now, so I'll give you a list of the courses we offer here, then, and one of them is the rope access training. Now, one may ask, what is rope access? Now, rope access, are you writing? Yes. Is the art of climbing at a height. Okay, the art of climbing at a height through rope and with a climbing technique. Okay, the art of climbing at a height through rope and with a climbing technique. Okay. Now, if you are being asked a climbing techniques, when we go to the workshop, you will see a lot of ropes, different ropes. Some are straight, some are not straight, and some are in different positions. Then I will also explain that so that you can see it physically. Okay. Now then, on that rope access, we also have a lot of devices, that is equipment. You can climb with, just like you saw in the video. You saw someone holding this kind of device. It comes to the left as it's coming down here. We call that ID, industrial descender. I will show you there in the workshop. It makes use of it to come down, to ascend from the height down. Then we also have hand jumper. Hand jumper. Okay, you can just put them down. When we go to the workshop, I'll show you. Hand jumper, hand for hand. Then jumper, Jumar. Jumar. Hand jumper. You use that to ascend, to climb. When you fix it on the rope, you lift it up. As you're lifting it up, you also stand and so it continues to move you up to ascend through the rope. And then we have two types of rope. I'll show you that in the workshop. We have what we call dynamic rope. Dynamic rope and then static. And static rope or low stretch. Dynamic rope and static rope or low stretch rope. Okay? When we go to the workshop, I'll also show you the two and then the difference. Then from there, we have other courses we do here. We have a welding workshop, a welding department. We'll move to the workshop and also show you the machine we use for the training, the simulator in the next room. Then we have our lifting operations department. And here is one of the lifting classrooms where you can see the lifting equipment. The crane operation machine, and then also the ship-to-shore machine. Then that is part of the courses, right? Okay. Then we have another course we call NDT, non-destructive testing. Okay. I'm just writing now. We also move to the classroom. We have the training in section, so that you can see all the details or information that you need. NDT, non-destructive testing. So what is NDT? When you hear of non-destructive testing, what do you think? Any idea? What are you thinking about the technique? Do you have idea? Okay, tell us.
Is a testing that does not cause any harm to a person, like cannot destroy?
Okay, we tried. Any other one? Okay, that was a good one. Now, when you hear of NDT, non-destructive testing, this is a method we use to test metals. You test metal without destroying that particular metal. That means you don't need to scratch or you don't need to place a scratch, you don't need to ground, you don't need to break through to see what you're checking, right? Now, inside there we have a lot of methods you can use to do that. We have the one we call liquid penetrant testing. Liquid penetrant testing. Okay? Liquid penetrant testing. We'll move from one class, one workshop to another so that you see all the things I'm telling you. Liquid penetrant testing. Here you use some chemicals to spray on the metal, then leave it to dry. That is a cleaner or remover. You spray another one, penetrant. After some minutes, clean it off. Then spray another one, we call it developer. Once you spray the developer, you will see the crack on the metal. If the metal has a crack, you will just see it on it. I will show you in the classroom. So that is another one. Then we have what we call magnetic particle testing. It's also another means of testing of metal without breaking it. Magnetic particle testing. There we make use of magnets. When you spray a magnetic suspension on the metal, you use the magnet to vibrate the metal. You may not see the vibration, you will not even feel it, but you just place a magnet, an electronic magnet on it. We'll call it AC, we have AC yoke or DC yoke. So once you just place it on it, the crack on the metal will be visible. You see it with your eyes. Okay? Alright, so we have other method of MDT. We have advanced, the advanced. You may not really need that because you start from the conventional before the advanced. Okay? Alright, so let's start from the crane operation. I think you need to come closer, see what I'm about to show you. I think you're done writing that. Are you still writing something? Yes. Okay, please come back. So this is a mobile crane, example of a mobile crane. Although this is a simulator, so it has the interface of both mobile and static crane. Okay? That is to say, we have two types of crane. Okay? A mobile crane and a static crane. Okay? Now, have you seen a static crane before? Any idea? Okay. Mobile crane, have you seen anyone like that? Okay, I believe you have seen it, maybe you didn't know. Now, during road construction, there are some heavy, what I call it, truck or machine you see. It has something like a hook, very long, that lifts some items and then move to somewhere and drop it during road construction. That's an example of a mobile crane. Now, what is crane? Crane is a machine, a construction machine, used to lift or to transport a load from one point to another. Okay? Do you understand that? Now, the function of the crane is to lift a load. When I say load, is heavy load from one point, from point A to point B. Okay? Now, before you lift a load, there are factors you need to consider. Now, what are the factors? You need to consider the load you are going to pick, the load radius, the load dimensions, and also the weight of that load. The weight is very important because cranes have loads, like they have the total weight. Crane, we have different sizes of cranes, you understand? So now when you are going to lift a load, the load you are going to lift shouldn't be more than the weight of the crane. Do you understand? That is, to maintain stability, the weight of the crane should be higher than the load you're going to pick. Now, when the load is bigger than the weight of the crane, do you know what happens? The crane will break down. Most times you will see a crane falling and all that, it will get damaged. Okay, so it's not safety measures to take to tamper with. For you to be on the safety side, you must make sure you calculate the load you're going to pick, and it should be safer when you do that. Okay, then other factors to consider is overhead obstruction. You know, crane has this long hook where you can stretch to pick a load and also move. Now, if you have some structures above that, you see that it will not be effective for you to lift that. So before you go to the field to lift a load, you should make some calculations of how you're going to move at a height. What height should you move to pick the load and where you're going to drop it? Okay, so now the crane has a lot of buttons, as you can see. It's more of a joystick. You can move it to different directions, left, right, front and back. Okay, the same thing here. Then it has a dashboard. This is where you do your calculation. The weight of the load you're going to pick, the dimension, and then the features of the load. Is it solid? Is it liquid? You take the calculations here before you see the interface here. Okay. Then it has pedals where you can accelerate the speed of which you are going to lift the load. These are the pedals. Okay. Then it also has a belt. Now it has a belt because whenever you're on this machine, you also feel the vibration of the machine, just like a normal crane. Okay. So all the things you see here, they're on the crane. So that is why you also feel the vibration when it is in use. Then here, this is the screen. This screen shows you the interface Just like when you are in the field, you see what you're going to lift. So you see it here, and we have a lot of interfaces here. Like you could have a different interface where you are in the oil and gas construction. There's the environment. You could also have a screen and interface where you're on the road, like construction on the road and all that. Okay? Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, while operating the crane, we have what we call banksman. Banksman. Okay? Do you know what a banksman is? Now, when you see, what do I use? Okay, let me use trailer. When you see this long vehicle trailer on the road or trying to reverse, most times you see someone at the back of the trailer waving at the driver. Okay, come this way, turn to your left, turn to your right. Okay?
Yes.
That is a banksman. So a banksman guides the crane operator on how to operate. Okay, shift your hand to the left, shift your hand to the right. Okay, it's okay. Okay, now lift. That is what the banksman do. Okay, it's just like a driver. A driver have he has side mirrors at the left and right, and also a center mirror inside the vehicle, which he uses to see the blind spot on the road. So that is what the banksman does. Okay. All right. So let's check the other simulator, our marine and port simulator. So this is ship to shore simulator. Ship to shore. Are you writing? Ship to shore. What? Ship to shore. Ship to shore simulator. Ship to shore. From ship to shore, that is from ship to ground. Do you know what it does? Now, this machine will use it to lift a load. That load could be a container. Okay? It could be a container from a ship. Do you understand? From a ship on water, ship, okay? So you lift the container from that ship to ground. Okay? So that is what the machine does. As you can see, it also have buttons on the joystick where you can move to different directions, lift, then drop on the land. So that is what it does. And it has 3 screens which you operate with. But if it was on, you see that the screen are joined together. You see the images aligned together in the drawing screen. Okay? Alright, so let's move to the welding section.